The new camera I've got is very small. It's that small I'll be able to mount it onto this DTI holder we repaired instead of using a big massive tripod. I'm going to make an adapter to go from the head on here to the base of the camera. I've got a drill in there that's a nice fit in the hole, and we're looking at 400 thou. 400 is a nice fit in there. So I need to turn a bit of bar down to fit in there, and then it'll have a knurled, probably a knurled piece on to tighten it in with, and then the thread that screws into the camera will be quarter Whitworth. It's quite amazing. All Japanese, for all cameras as far as I'm aware, have a Whitworth thread for the tripod mount, quarter Whitworth for small stuff, and 5/16 for bigger stuff. Anyway, I've got a bit of bronze bar. We'll put it in the chuck and we'll make something. This is the bit of bar I'm going to use. It's a bit of aluminium bronze bar. It's just what I happen to have lying about. It doesn't have to be this. It's just what I'm going to use. First thing we'll do, we'll face the end of the bar square. Use a right hand knife tool for this. Use a right hand knife tool for a lot of jobs on a lathe. That's for size for that. Change the tool and just put a little chamfer on the end. Break the end like that. Right, we're down to size now where that fits into the clock gauge holder. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take it out of this chuck and I'm going to change the chuck over and put my collar chuck on so I can grip that without damaging it. Take it out the chuck. Well, the chuck's going to be fairly tight. So the safest way to take it off without damaging anything, put a bit of hexi bar in with a spanner that fits it. This spanner fits everything. There's a spindle lock on the lathe, spindle lock engaged there. Wasn't that tight. Before you screw your chuck off, simple bit of wood, down there means if you drop the chuck, you don't do any damage, you don't ding the bed. And make sure the threads are clean on the register. We've got our collar chuck. Make sure that's clean in there as well. few drops of oil on the thread, won't do any harm. It screws on nicely. When I made this, I made it so that the holes in there fit the chuck key, easy to tighten it on. That's all it takes. This takes ER32 type collets. Right. I found a collet that it's a nice fit. I want a gap between the collet and that face there because I want to machine. I'm either going to knurl that or I might machine some slots in it, we'll see. And use a spin lock to tighten it up. That's all it takes. Running nice and true, or true enough for what it's got to do. All we'll do now, we'll clean that face up and then we'll machine, probably leave a good bit to get a hold of to screw it into the camera, then we'll machine that down and put a 1/4 Whitworth thread on it. Back to our right hand knife tool. So all I want to do is put a finish on it. That's reasonable. Right, we'll part a bit off. Run the lathe fairly slowly. Carriage is locked off. Once it starts to cut, to keep the cut on, do it back off. If you back off, that's when it starts to dig in. This is just bronze we're parting off. Right, with it measure. That part there will be nailed or slotted so I can tighten it into the camera, and this part here I'll actually have the thread on, 1/4 Whitworth thread. Should be turned down to 1/4. Right, we'll have a little measure. We're at 260. 1/10 thou. Spot on, 250. Chamfer too. A little chamfer just to break the edge. Just put a little lead on here just for the help the die start. That's a die I'm going to use, 1/4 Whitworth. Dies have got a start and a finishing side you start from. Sometimes they've got start root on, but generally if they haven't got start root on, the side where the rating is the side you're starting from. And that's going to be under there. So the barrel of the tailstock keeps the die nice and square. Let's put a nice thread on. What I need to do, I need to machine a little register out of there, just so that's clearance, so that it'll tighten right into the camera, so this face here will touch the camera. I just use a parting tool to do that. Just very gently. That's all it takes. You know, just simply slides into there. So that can go anywhere I want, any position. Right, I've got a hexagonal collared block. I've set that up in the vise on the milling machine with a stop. So what we can do, we can put a little camera adapter into there, nip it up. We'll set this up on the centre line in the machine. It's a simple case that you can index it round, and I'll use a ball mill cutter. The machine is slot in there, turn it round, another one, and then we'll end up with six little grooves in there, just so we can hold it to tighten it to the camera. Anyway, I'll set it up and machine it, and it'll come crystal clear. Right, I need to find the centre of that. We've got a pointer in a wiggler. Don't be tempted to use your fingers, it hurts. Right, set up there so it stops wiggling about. And what you can do, you can look along there and you can eyeball that into the centre, and you can get it very, very near just by eye. But you actually get it spot on. I don't know where the camera's going to pick that up. But that's in the middle, or at least it's near the middle, is making a difference for what we're trying to do. Lock our y-axis off. You just need to make things as accurate and as complicated as you need for the job you're doing. Right, we're setting up with a ball end cutter in the centre of the job. What we'll do, we'll fetch it up to just touches. Just touching there, we'll put a cut on. A little bit deeper. A little touch more. Right, that looks nice. What we'll do, we'll lock off. Lock the Z-axis off. Right, all I've got to do now is loosen off my vase. Turn this round one flat, which is there. Take my vase up again, everything's up against the stop, so it's got to be in the right place. Same again, loosen the vase off. Round one flat. That gives us something nice to grip onto to tighten into the camera. This new camera I bought is actually very small. I'll be able to mount it onto this snake type DTI holder, the one we repaired. Look at that twat. Idiot. Right, so loosen off the vase. Bastard. There you lad, you there, you fucking self. Hey, hold a minute.